welcome back to the Daily Chat. Today I have a special video for you, and that is my daily devotional routine. The reason I say it's special is because this is an area that I struggled with for quite a long time. And maybe you watching felt the way I did, where I wasn't excited about reading the word, and sometimes I didn't even understand what I was reading. You see, for a period in my life, I would only open the Bible on Sundays when I was at church, or if I was going through something and I needed some encouragement. And then other times I would think it'd be enough to just open the Bible Gateway app and read the verse of the day. I'm thinking that that was enough time spent with God when it really wasn't. So I just want to share some practical tips that I've applied to my routine that has really transformed the way that I read and study the word. And maybe you can apply one or two to them to your routine and your devotional time and just get excited about spending time with God. So the first question I want to ask you is, when do you want to spend time with Him? You see, when we can identify the time that we want to spend with Him, it could be in the morning, the afternoon, or even in the evening, I think that we can make it more of a priority in our life. For me personally, I like spending time with Him after breakfast, but before or even during my coffee time. And I say that because I feel that the enemy will use anything to distract us while we want to spend time with Christ. And that could even be being hungry, and that was the case for me. I would find myself trying to read the word really quickly just so I could get something to eat, or just being distracted with my phone. So what I found for myself is that if I would have breakfast and just bring my coffee with me, that I was really able to meditate on what I was reading. And then as far as my cell phone, I decided just to place it in another room to eliminate all distractions. And I also did it with my husband. I would just often tell him that, hey, I'm about to do my devotional time, try not to interrupt me, for the next 30 minutes or even an hour. So those are some tips for you just to maybe think about, is when do you want to spend time with Him? And once you identify that, you're going to need the tools to get into your devotional. Now, your tools can be very creative and colorful, and you can use markers, color pencils, Post-its, sticky notes, anything that gets you excited about reading the word or jotting something down that popped out at you. But of course, number one, you're going to need your Bible. I also recommend that you use a journal just to jot everything down, in a place where you can write down your thoughts, your prayers, and what you received while you were in the Word and reading the message. The next tip I want you to consider is location. And I think this is so important because this sets up the atmosphere of where you're going to do your devotional. Some things to consider that are really important is that the place feels relaxing and comfortable to you. And then also, again, that is free from distractions. For me personally, I like reading in a bright area, somewhere where the sun can kind of like beam down on me. And I love just being able to lay out on the floor, put pillows around me, and just feel relaxed and comfortable as I'm diving into the word. But maybe that's not your case. Maybe you like to read in your bed with the covers next to you with the dim lighting. This is going to look differently for everyone, but the most important things are that it feels comfortable, relaxing, and that it is free from distractions. And the last step is the process. And this is so important because this is where you find your rhythm, your routine as to how your devotional time is going to look like. And this is the area that I struggled with. I didn't really know how I wanted to spend time with God. I didn't just want to open the Bible and read a verse and then carry on with my day. I wanted to truly understand it. And so I found a tool. It was actually through my husband. He got a study Bible. And I really wasn't familiar with what a study Bible was until he introduced it to me. And so what it is, it has the Bible portion on top, and then the bottom it breaks down that verse, and it gets more into depth about what the verse is about, why they said what they said, and even what was going on at that time. And it has really transformed the way that I understand and meditate on the word. And so I'll list down the study Bible that he has, because it really is such a great tool during your study time with God and spending time just journaling, because you truly understand now what you're reading. And so your process can can look different for everyone. It could be as simple as just opening the word and journaling, or it could be a little bit more in depth, just like I described, and going into a study Bible. For me personally, my process is that I like to set the tone in the room by playing some worship music. I just play Pandora, and I listen to maybe 1 or 2 songs. And then of course I would encourage you, the next step is prayer. Invite God to be in the moment with you, for you to understand what you're reading, for him to speak to you, for you just to be able to, as one of the mentors that I always listen to, Heather Lindsay, says, to shake off everything that is going on in your day, so that you could truly just focus on what you're reading. And then after that, I like to go into my Jesus Calling devotional, where it goes by the current date. So you go to the current date, you read the message, and it has a couple of the verses down that relate to that message. And that's kind of how I start my devotional time, is I read the verses, I see what it has to say, and then I go into the study Bible and I read what it has to say. And that's really about studying his word, is that you find yourself just wanting to know more and more and more, because there's so much to learn and so much to understand. And then once I do that, I go ahead and journal what I learned. I think that this is great because it helps me recap everything that I just read, so it doesn't just slip my mind, but that I truly understand what I read and I put it on paper. And then once I'm done with the God's Calling devotional, I go into a new devotional that I recently got, which is really fun. It's more hands-on. I get to color in it, and adult coloring, you guys, come on. So that's also another devotional that I really enjoy, and I do the same process. And then last, I like to finish up my devotional with a book that I found online, and it's 31 prayers for my husband. And I'll flip to the prayer that is next on that day, and it's really so intense, the prayers in that book, because it makes you pray for your spouse in a completely different way. And so I really enjoyed reading that, and I make sure to close out with that, because I don't only want to use my devotional time to focus on me, but also for my spouse and my family. So this is my process, and of course I finish it off with a prayer, and I carry on with my day. But I just really wanted to make this video. It's a little bit different than anything I've done, because I just want to encourage you, maybe watching, that you are not excited about reading the word, and you just have to find a tool that works for you, find a process that you're excited to do, and you don't feel bored about when you open the Bible, and it will really transform how you spend your time with God. So I hope this video encouraged you, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. One tip that I want to leave you with, and it's something that TD Jake said, and that is to read slower. He said this, and it really impacted me, because I think that oftentimes when we're reading anything, especially the Bible, that we read so fast through it that we really can't get what God's trying to tell us, because we're reading so fast. So I want to challenge you that next time you spend time in the Word, to read a little slower and see if you just get a different perspective on what you're reading. I will see you guys next time. Again, thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to click that subscribe button, which is down below. It's free, guys, so make sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time. As always, don't forget that every day matters. God bless you guys, and I'll see you later.